James, Coastal Properties team meeting. Woo! Good energy. I love that energy. You guys, great stats today. We're going to talk about market stats you're getting with me today. We're going to hear from Stelios, learn a little bit more about DSTs and commercials. So I'm excited to get to that portion. But without further ado, let's kick this off with a good start. Oh, there we go. It always does this. Alrighty, so just like the movie theaters, now is the time that you pull out your cell phones and you please silence your ringer, guys. I know we're busy, we're professionals. Give me 1 hour without a ringer. Turn on vibrate, silent, whatever it is. Now's the time. Pull that phone out. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Glad you're working. Don't want to hear your phones. Okay. Next up, this year's support team, guys, you know we're here for you. If you need anything, please see any one of us. We're here to help you guys get to where you want to go. So come and chat with us. Congratulations to the people on this list. Shout out to our June individual top producers. We have Richard and Dolph and Jenny and Kelly and Jasmine and Mario and Chun and George and Sky and Tim and Gary is Rising Star. Big round of applause. Good job, guys. Okay, let's look at our next one. God, why is this not working, Doug? There we go. Okay, next one. Teams, residential teams and groups. We have Minuchin Group. We have Wigan Associates, Live Distinctively, and the Green Team. Round of applause. And then we have our commercial, Jessica and Stelios and Doug. Congrats, you guys. Congrats. Good, strong month for commercial. Okay, we have someone else we get to celebrate today. Where is he sitting? Where's Kim? Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh, I'm looking right past you. Come on up here, Kim. I love every year getting to celebrate Kim every year, and you always have something really good to share with everyone. So what's one thing that you could share as a bit of motivation or just something to share with the group to keep them going?
Well, that's very a good question, isn't it? I think I should be better. I always say myself, I know I have not been very aggressive in the business, but I love something that I've been always getting referrals from my clients. And sometimes even if I don't ask for it, I get those. That means I think the providing them the very, very clean and very transparent from the get-go. It's being honest and get-go, straightforward. That always works for me. Yeah. And people appreciate the truth. Even sometimes it's sharp. They like to know the truth, and that's what I am, and that works for me.
That's great. Big round of applause for Kim, you guys. Congratulations. Congrats every year now. Okay, come here. Let's take a quick picture. Don't run away. Here, there we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Nice. You know, that thing about transparency is so key. In real estate, I believe we're encountered by many different ethical dilemmas, is the best way to say it. And a part of that is being transparent in our conversation. When something happens, be transparent. If it might not be what your client wants to hear, that's okay. You're telling them, you're growing, you're sharing with what your knowledge is, and that's building referrals for people like Kim over and over and over again because they trust you. They know you're not going to just tell you what they want to hear. You're going to give them the honest truth, right? We call it radically candid. I'm being radically candid. You have to tell them the truth as if they had a piece of broccoli in their teeth, right? We have to tell them the truth as if their fly was unzipped, right? What do you want to tell somebody that? They stand up in the room and you're sitting there and you're like, I can't think of anything else but telling you, you just walk back to the restroom and your fly's unzipped, right? We have to be so honest in our real estate transactions in that way. It builds that rapport with them, right? Like, don't be scared of doing that. So thank you, Kim, for sharing. Anyways, okay, moving on. Let's do our contest, you guys. Let me tell you, it is getting tight. It is getting tight. Some of you had really good weeks last week. So shout out to a lot of you guys that turned in your points. We're doing open houses. I'm seeing a lot of door knockings on there. So it's really great. We had a couple listings that were picked up last week. So it's really, really good to see all our success. So let's see where the teams are. Sunshine Hustlers, you guys are so close. It is such a close race, you guys. Second place, our momentum makers. And third place, we have our West Coastal winners. I love it. Anything you guys want to say to your group or your team? I love that. I love that.
It isn't really whether our team wins or loses, it's whether you are going to win in your business.
I love that.
You get there. So, do it for you. Do it for you. Do it because every day that you do one of these things, you become more consistent. You will get in this business. You will have the best year of your entire life, and you will continue to have the best year.
We were talking about this, and as a new agent, even if you're reporting zeros, you're being accountable. Am I right? You're more likely to pick up the phone and call somebody to get 1 point. Am I right? Like you go to fill it out and you're like, oh, if I make one social media post, I get a point. Just go on your social media and post it, turn it in. So it's those that aren't turning in their points that it makes us worry for you because this is your business, right? This is how we lead generate. So just a friendly reminder to turn your points in, but let's look at our standings. Right now we have for individual winners. Right now I have to say, from top to bottom, there are 3 points difference, 4 points difference. That's how close it is. So again, even with these top 3, there are people within less than 10 difference. So that's one solid week of doing posting, lead gen, door knocking, whatever it is. So it's still up for the race. We're doing it through quarter 3, but shout out to you, Zena and Kyle and Josh. You guys are doing a great job. I noticed all of you guys did open houses, things like that. Just keep it up, right? Keep it up. Good job. Okay, let's celebrate our closings for the week. Shout out to James and Doug. Doug, I see you there in the back. Glad to have you. Shout out to you. Bob and Tim and Donna. Shout out to the Heidi and Leslie team. What does that equal? $5,500,041,500. You guys, super solid week. Another really strong one consistently again and again. Remember, that's just 1 week of closed sales volume here for the team. So let's take a look at the new listings that hit the market. So we have Grace Paris and Live Distinctively have a new listing. Sorry guys, let me minimize that. It's in San Pedro. It's listed for $950. It's a 2-bed, 1 bath. Yeah, Allison Bedwig has a listing on East Silva in Long Beach. It's listed for $1,095,000. It's a 3-bed, 2 bath. Right, now let's open up the room. Listings to pitch, coming soon, buyer needs. What do you guys have? Stuff coming in the market? Yeah.
I have a triplex in 764 Terrain, which is a Alameda's Heights. I think it's one of 2 triplexes in Alameda's Heights. Very rare. It's north of 7th, south of PCH, 1 street over from Rec Park Golf. It's very quiet, great condition. The seller lives on the property, so he takes care of it. That's my bitch. Thanks. My name is Trevor Cox. So anyway.
People were asking space, Trevor.
1.6 million, and I actually think that might be a little low, to be honest with you, but so.
Good job. That's everyone on Zoom, you guys. Trevor Cox, just in case. All right, who else? Yes. Make sure you see your first and last names for the Zooms because they can't see you when you pitch.
Jeremy Hager. I actually don't have a listing pitch. I would like to do a bucket fill. My bucket fill this week is for Teresa Knight. Teresa sat in for an open house for me on Saturday. She did a great job, super professional. I don't know what she did, but it went into escrow on Monday. And then my buyer, we're in a counter right now. So thank you for bringing the good juju. Appreciate it.
You see you. And shout out to you, Jeremy. Good job. Good job. I love that. Who else? Brandy, there in the back.
Okay, so Brandy Adair for the Zooms. We have a listing in Lancaster, Edgar and I, that's been on the market for a while, and the client decided to turn it into a lease. So he's even willing to do lease to own, which is not that common. So if you guys have anybody that would go out to Lancaster, the lease will go in MLS today, $2,800 per month. And it has a pool, a barbecue pit, and it is also still on the market for $445 with an appraised value of $455 because it was in escrow but fell out. Thank you.
You guys have clients that can move out to Lancaster. That's a great opportunity. I love that. Who else? Anyone else? Drake.
Hey everybody, it's Drake. We have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that is coming soon today. It will be active probably tomorrow. It's on 6th Street, real close to 6th and Chestnut. Sky, myself, and Kyle will be holding it open this weekend. Well, they'll be holding it on Saturday because I'm busy on Sunday with you. $399. It's a really, really, really cute unit. It does have parking on the first floor, lots of guest parking in the back, washer and dryer in the unit. HOA's $536, so it's $399.
Who else? Anyone else? Alrighty. We're excited. Are your thumbs ready for a workout? We're going to do our market stats, start doing those finger exercises. Okay, cool. So moving on, let's become market masters. Now, what does that mean? Remember, knowing the stats just isn't good enough anymore. Period. Knowing the stats isn't just good enough anymore. Why? Anyone can get the stats anywhere. You guys, I guarantee you, you open up your social media accounts, you're going to see dozens of realtors or other friends who are working your areas that are going to post something. It's just a market snapshot, right? Now, where does the mastery come into place? When we take the numbers and we understand what the numbers are, and then we give thought behind the numbers. Why are the numbers doing this? Why do they say that? What do they look at month over month? That's where we become the masters and we become the economists of choice. Do you guys understand the difference? Posting the numbers just isn't quite good enough anymore. We need to give some thought behind it. So that's why we're going to master this market. Okay, so let's look at the market this month from last month. So we know we play the thumbs up and thumbs down game. So we're going to get to this section here and I'm going to tell you guys prompt and I want to see your thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, so we're looking at the city of Long Beach from May to June. Is the total number of inventory from May to June up or down? Show me with your thumbs. Up or down? Total inventory. Is it up from last month or down from last month? What do you guys see? Hold out your thumbs. Up or down? Okay, let's see if you guys are right. It's up slightly. Slightly. It is 1% better. It is 1% better. Now, we are seeing a little bit more inventory. Now, that 1% is a lot more weighty than we know Seal Beach is 1%, right? Because we know the inventory is so low. We're going to get into what the exact numbers are in a minute, but that's a good sign. We're getting more inventory. Not a whole lot. We are getting a little more, okay? Let's look at the next category. What do you guys think? Total number of sold units, up or down for last month? Did we sell more units in June or less units in June from May? What do you guys think? Up or down? Up or down or the same? Some of you guys are doing the same. Up. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of ups. I'm seeing some downs. Okay, let's see where you guys think. Seeing lots of downs. We had lots of sales, right? I love that. How can that be? I love that. We're going into our busy season here in Long Beach, right? I know Rebecca's sitting there like, yeah, I feel it. Our reps are feeling it. Again, we know that even though the weather is not wintry here, let's be honest, it still is a little seasonal here, right? Because we have schools. We have people that are moving before school starts to get, a little bit, cemented or whatever. They list their properties in May. So it is up 35%. That's a solid move up. Let's look at the next one, list to sales price. Now, this is one that I think tells us where the market is going, right? So remember, list to sales price means if something is listed at 800 and it's selling at 800, it's 100%, meaning it sells exactly for what it's listed for. So do you think homes are selling what they're listed for? Or do you think homes are selling for less than what they're listed for in Long Beach? Give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Are they selling for more than what they're listed for or less than what they're listed for? Okay, the room's like pretty split on this one. It is down a little bit, right? It is down a little bit. Why? We saw some influx to some properties that were a little bit more on the higher end, meaning over $1 million here in Long Beach, that did have a few little reductions and corrections, which I think is where we're seeing that number kind of come down a little bit. But we're also seeing that number adjustment in a big section, which is condos, right? People are adjusting purchase prices to help, difficult closes, right? Balcony inspections, things like that we're seeing some difficulty to. It's only down slightly, but again, we're getting further away from list price, which is not good. We know a neutral market is when stuff is selling for what it's listing for, okay? So let's break down and look what the actual numbers look like. Remember, you guys, these trends are year over year. So it's going to compare last June's to this June's, okay? So when we're looking at the numbers on this slide. So in Long Beach, it's still a seller's market. Why is it still a seller's market? Because we're still well under even 4 months of inventory here for Long Beach. We're only at 3 months of inventory. That tells us if nothing else makes it on the market, and we only sell the homes that are currently listed right now, we're only going to have 3 months of sales before we run out of properties, right? So we're still in a seller's market. It's important to understand that inventory is still very limited, right? Total number of inventory, there's 873 homes listed right now, which is a 6% decrease from last year. So a little bit less, but it's still, again, that's a big number to be had, right? When you think about almost, 900 units almost right now for sale, right, in Long Beach in June. That's pretty significant. Let's take a look at the prices. Active for sale price, $770, right? So again, we're seeing some more condos hit the market in the summer. So that had a little bit of a decrease. It was a 1% decrease from last year. Median price sold, $887,500. So that's a slight increase. Again, year over year. I don't necessarily think that that's due to inflation or anything else like that. It's a slight increase. It's only 1%. Sales price to original price. I told you, this tells us the health of the trajectory of where the market is going. So we know in Long Beach, out of all the homes, they're selling on average for 98% of their list price, right? So again, that is a number that you want to go in to a listing presentation with. Mr. Seller, I know that you think your home is worth $1 million. On average in Long Beach, the homes are selling for 98% of the purchase price. What if we take this approach? What's 98% of $1 million? Okay, well, let's list it a little bit under and see if we can meet that, right? Like, that's the type of data that I would use to support a price correction or a price negotiation with the seller at the listing table. Use the data. Don't be the bad guy. Let the data be the bad guy, right? Tell them we don't want to chase the market. We want to be ahead of the market, right? Total for sale right now, for sale units, 873. Volume sold, total units, volume sold in Long Beach was 212. 212. That's almost a 7% increase from last year. So it is a little bit up, like I said, from last year. It's up even more from the last month, which is good. Okay, so what does that mean? You guys, let's put the economist hat on. What do the stats tell us? What do they mean? This is how I would kind of talk about them. Long Beach continues to offer opportunities for both buyers and sellers. Is that right? Both buyers and sellers have good opportunities right now. You're not seeing it weighted one way or the other, right? Sellers are getting good prices on appropriately priced homes that are in good condition. Buyers are still having some option, right? Buyers have more inventory to choose from during the peak frenzy, but demand still remains strong for well-priced homes. That's key. Well-priced homes in good condition, multiple offers. Homes that maybe are not priced right, or maybe the conditions not in alignment with the market, we're seeing sitting a little bit longer, right? We're seeing more incentives being offered to them, more concessions maybe in order to be able to get into escrow and get that deal closed. So if you're representing a buyer and you're going to look at a well-priced home, you guys know the homes I'm talking about, you need to preface this with, hey, this is where the market is right now. We're going to have to be really competitive, right? Or we're going to have to sweeten the deal with maybe other terms. Sellers can still achieve great results with proper pricing and presentation. It's that radical candor that Kim was talking about, right? The sellers are paying us to give them data in the market and helping them decide what's right to price the home. The market remains active with buyers continuously moving despite higher interest rates, right? Again, we know interest rates are where they are. General consumer sentiment, they're kind of accepting it now. They're moving on. They're making plans to be able to move in. We're seeing some wins on interest rates with investors right now, people getting great deals, refinancing and stuff. So think about all the opportunities you have. So this is what I would say Long Beach continues. If I was just going to talk about the script, if someone was like, hey, how's Long Beach doing? I'd say Long Beach continues to be a healthy and active market. Buyers have few more choices than they did a couple years ago, but desirable homes are still attracting strong interest. For sellers, today's market, let me move this. For sellers, today's market rewards smart pricing and great presentation more than ever. Boom. Right? If you guys want to take a picture of that slide, let me hide this and move this here again. There we go. Cool. If you guys want to take a picture of that side, feel free. Again, Dougie will send them afterwards. Okay, great. Let's move on. Cool. Let's talk about Lakewood. Now, this is an interesting market. Every time we do this, I'm always like, ooh, what are Lakewood's numbers, right? Okay, cool. So let's get our thumbs up and thumbs down. Now, did the total number of inventory in Lakewood go up or down from last month? Are we seeing more homes in Lakewood in June than we did in May? Or are we seeing less homes in Lakewood in June than we did in May? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Let's see. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, we're seeing some thumbs up and thumbs down. Get ready till you guys see how many months of inventory Lakewood has. I was like, gagged. I don't know if I've seen the number that low ever, to be honest with you. I'm like, if I am a buyer looking in Lakewood, good luck. Where do you guys see these stats? Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Total number of sold units. Is it up or down from last month? Do you think more sales happened in Lakewood last month or May? Or did you think last month blew it out of the park? Which one? Do you think more homes were sold in June or less homes were sold in June? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Then May. Did more homes in Lakewood sell in June than May, or did less homes sell in June than May?
Yeah.
Okay, up and down? Cool. No change. Exact same amount of units sold in Lakewood month over month. Can you believe it? Exact same number. Not 1 unit more, 1 unit less. Exact same home. Last one. Remember, percent of sales price to list price. What do you think the percentage is? Did it get closer to? We know it's been 100% almost every month, right? We talked about it. Has it changed? Has it gone up? Is it up over asking or is it under asking price on average? What do you guys think? Up or down? Up or down? Here's the thing. No change again. It's right at 100. This is the 3rd month in a row. Lakewood sells 100%. What does that tell us? If homes are selling 100%, what does that tell us?
Right.
They're pricing appropriately. People are paying what they're listing, right? That's a great neutral market. Great neutral market. Now, in reality, what does this mean, you guys? Literally, I don't think I've ever seen this number so low. Technically, it is less than 1 month of inventory.
In 2020?
If more homes don't enter the market, we're going to have a huge pent-up buyer pool. Am I right? Huge. So many people want to move up into Lakewood from other properties, condos, local area, trying to get into schools, right? Like, why else do people move to Lakewood? Why else do people move to Lakewood? Schools, community, parks, right? Neighborhoods, close to things, right?
Other neighborhoods that are very similar to Lakewood that people are overlooking.
Good points. Yeah, there's other very close, right? Like you think about some of the ones over there by what is that? The Sprouts, the Curson, and that. I mean, they're technically Long Beach, right? But it's Lakewood adjacent, you know. But that number, I don't know if maybe it was lower. I just don't remember it being lower, right? I just don't remember being that low. 101 total units, right? Here's what's crazy, you guys. This is why it tells us how tight it is. From last year, that's a 20% decrease in Lakewood. 20% decrease in total units than last year. 20% less. Why do you think we have way less listings in Lakewood than we did last year?
Nobody went to our meeting.
Why do people move out of Lakewood? That's the real question. Why do people move out of Lakewood? Okay. Trevor, death and divorce. Very true. The D's, right? Death and divorce.
They're tired of Southern California.
They're downsizing. They might be moving out of state. They might be moving up, right? And out. They might be moving to Rossmore, or they might be moving up to Los Al, or they might be moving up and out, right? There's a myriad of different ways, but a lot of those are not fueled by life events. Am I right? People are choosing to move out because of something. So we're seeing a huge decrease in listings right now. Again, probably affected by interest rates, I would imagine too. Same thing. When you're electing to move, you're more sensitive to that stuff. Jeremy. Yes.
Walk with their parents, and they like to walk the Lakewood parks and stuff like that. Those parks during the day, they're full of little kids.
Full.
Lakewood is a baby factory.
It is.
And I asked all those,
It's been a baby factory.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
asked all those parents, I'd say 70% of those parents have moved there within the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. A lot of people, young kids, again, school, right? A lot of the people want to move there for schools. Okay, Lakewood prices, active for sale price. We are seeing a little bit of an increase. Median price, again, right at 100%. So stuff is being actively sold for what it's being listed at approximately in the month of June, right? We know it's still a seller's market, obviously being under 1 month's worth of inventory in June. Definitely a seller's market, right? Never seen it under 1 month, which is wild. But last month they had 42 sold units. Again, that's exact same amount we had the month prior, so that's why there was no change. So 42 units for sale, but it is a 23% increase from last year. So we are having more sales than what we did last year, right? Higher inventory, but more sales are happening right now. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the recap. Lakewood remains one of the strongest seller markets in our area, period. Am I right? One of the strongest seller markets. You price your home appropriately. It has appropriate condition. We know it's going to fly off the shelves in Lakewood, according to the stats. Limited inventory continues to create competition wherever quality homes become available. Again, quality, I think, is the key. It'll fuel your conversations when you take your listings to have the condition conversation. Hey, Mr. Seller, to price appropriately and sell your home quickly, let's just replace the carpet, or let's get a fresh, coat of paint on it, right? Make sure that we're talking about those things. Buyers need to be prepared to act quickly. If you have a buyer working in Lakewood, we are getting them what? Pre-qualified, pre-approved, DU approval, whatever we got to do, Alex, to get them to pull the trigger so they can do even a less than 30-day, escrow if possible, right? Again, we're working with our lender partners like Alex to coordinate that. But all of those things, they need to move fast. This market is not one for people to sit and think about whether or not they want to place an offer, because by the time they've decided, someone else did, right? It's already off the market, right? It's already taken. Lakewood continues to attract buyers because of its neighborhood, school, and central location. We talked about that. Close to freeways, close to Long Beach, close to Anaheim, people that work Disney, close to LA, so it's not too bad. This is a script I've used. Lakewood continues to be incredibly competitive with very few homes available for sale. When a well-priced home comes on the market, buyers are still ready to act quickly, making it a great environment for sellers while reminding buyers to stay prepared, right? We got to be prepared if we're looking in Lakewood. Okay, let's look at our fun little unicorn of Seal Beach over here. They've had some interesting stats the last couple of months. I think we have to agree, which, we know is contributing of some, we have some condos and Leisure World and things like that, but then we have the multi-million-dollar homes. So let's see, thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you think the total number of inventory in Seal Beach was higher in June or less in June than May? Do you think we had more inventory than in June or less inventory? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do we have more inventory or less inventory in Seal Beach? Let me see some of your thumbs. I'm not seeing some of you. Up. Okay. Let's see. 4%. Good news. It's 4%. Good news. There's more choices, right? Trevor's death and divorce. That's probably the 4%, Trev. Really. That's probably what it is. Total number of sold units. Did we have more sales in June or less sales in June from May? More sales in June or less sales in June? What do we see? Let's see your thumbs. Bob, what do you think? More sales in June or less sales in June in Seal Beach? Your fingers. Thumbs up or down? Okay, ready? Less. Ooh, 13%. Ooh. Right? When people come in and they're like, I'm going to farm Seal Beach. I'm like, get ready. You can do it. And maybe those 15 sales that happen It's low, you guys. It's low this month. I don't think it's 15, but it's low. Okay, last one. Sales to list price. Are they selling at market value or higher or lower than market value? What are we seeing? Higher than list price or lower than list price? What are you guys seeing? I see a lot of lowers on this one. It is slightly lower, 1%, right? It is slightly lower this month. It did go down a little bit. Let's take a look at what the actual numbers look like. Again, you guys, we're still less than 2 months of inventory, still really tight. There's not a lot of inventory when you think about it. Again, it's really broad in Seal Beach. You have the leisure worlds and the condos, and then you have this huge gap in between, and then you have the luxury properties, right? So the market still, you really have to understand like the hyper focus of the market, right? So again, still less than 2 months, but that's a 28, almost 30% decrease from last year. So there are 30% less listings or less inventory than there was last year. Does that make sense? 30% less inventory. Okay. Total inventory, 50 units for sale. Again, that's a 10% decrease from last year. So there's only 50 homes for sale in all of Seal Beach. Okay. Active for sale price, 1,734. We know the active price is still really high. It is a 4% decrease from last year. Our sales price and original price to sale has gone down a little bit, right? It went down a little bit from the last month, not a whole lot. So it's 98%. So again, most homes are selling 98% of list price. Like think about that for a second. We haven't had the last 3 times that we've done this activity, we haven't had one higher than 100, have we? I mean, Lakewood Point higher, which means homes are not selling over list price. So we're not having COVID type homes, right? Where you'd list and it would sell 50, 60, 75, 100, 200K in some scenarios over list price. We're not seeing that as much in Seal Beach, right? Let's take a look at the total sold. Remember when I guessed 15? Strict guess, it was 13. There was only 13 homes sold in the whole city of Seal Beach last month. Think about that, right? So again, not to discourage any activities in any city because you should crush everything, but just think about the stats and the math. Even if you're doing great and you're getting 100% of all the listings, best case scenario, you're selling 15 homes a month, right? Like, and we know 100% market share is very rare for any market that we're in. Only 15 homes for sale, right? We need more inventory in Seal Beach for sure. Obviously, it still remains Southern California's most desirable coastal community. People want to move there because of the coastal, small town feel. People retire there, right? They want the driving up and down in their golf carts and doing the fun things. They want that energy. They want that activity. Limited inventory continues to support home values. Same thing. We know there's not enough listings, right? Under 2 months of inventory is still really, really, really low. We need that to be closer to 3 months at least, right? Serious buyers remain active, particularly for homes that are priced well and marketed well. Coastal lifestyle continues to drive the demand. That's where people are going there for the lifestyle, right? This is how I present that. Seal Beach continues to stand out as a premier coastal market. While buyers are taking a more thoughtful approach, well-positioned homes continue to attract strong interest, proving the demand for Seal Beach lifestyle remains as strong as ever, right? Still nice and strong. All right, any other thoughts or comments about that? Questions, takeaways, anything? All right, thanks guys for participating and give me your thumbs a little bit workout. Stelios, why don't you come on up here? Stel, what do you have for us?
Halley?
You're welcome. There's your slides. It's just that little button right there.
I put this thing. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, everyone. My name is Stelios. I'm one of the commercial guys in the commercial dungeon in the back. That'll be my running joke and intro probably every time I'm up here. Quick minute on commercial. About a month ago, my other ALC members will correct me, we had a presentation on Delaware statutory trusts. Imagine a lot of people haven't heard that word since their exam. And since we work with them a lot, I thought I'd share it with everybody else out here. It's great investment vehicle. And that's exactly what it is. Delaware statutory what? Real estate investment vehicle. I like to say it lets the average person, the average investor, pull into an institutional size deal. This is your Tesla sales. This is this building right now this is in Beverly Hills. I think it's 95% occupied by, or 85% occupied by Skims, popular vehicle, popular brand, Kardashian, right? Brand. Okay. I'm not up on my pop culture stuff, so. But this is, it's also the 3,000 unit student housing in Mississippi. This is the Travel America Center in the middle of Texas somewhere. These are long-term, generally midterm holds in about 5 years. Go on. Use 1031 exchange deferral for those folks that are trying to flip buildings and flip houses in Lakewood, and there's no inventory to go, and they need to park their money. This is a great way to put the money in. Like I said, larger assets, diversification. There's a minimum amount that you need to put in each DST, but you can invest in multiple. So you want to put a couple $100,000 into Tesla, a couple $100,000 into Skims, you can do that, and across markets as well. So it gives you a way to kind of balance your portfolio. Zero landlord responsibilities, up to and including when you sell, which is, they're a pro or con depending on what side you're on. I like it a lot for what I call a 1031 rescue. There's a couple rules around 1031 exchange and how you identify and whatever. There's ways to identify the whole amount into a DST. You can always reduce that amount later if they find a property they like or a portion of the property they like. They can put the rest in the DST. You just can't go up. So if you only identify $100,000 in the DST, but all of a sudden you need to put your whole $500,000 gain into it, sorry, you're out of luck. So there's some strategy involved with that, but it's a great rescue vehicle for 1031 exchanges. The way they leverage the returns is cost segregation. If you're not familiar with that, it allows you to jam 40 years of depreciation into 5. It almost essentially forces you to sell at 5 because your tax gain at year 6 would be rather extreme on the income you're making. So there's a constant turnover in these. What's the other one? Generally a 5-year hold. Lately, you'll find some that are a little bit longer term, often office products. Don't put your clients in office products unless it's medical office. It's not doing real well these days. There's a big push for return to work, but office buildings are not selling for nearly what they were. None of the returns are guaranteed, but we see returns at the 8%. Most folks in at least my neck of the woods, they look at, if they're a long-term holder, it's 2 to 3% return on equity. Compared to 8% on that is rather extreme. It's retirement money.
The 8% generally over the 5-year term, or is it year over year?
It's every year, so 8% return throughout. Yeah, not aggregate across. It's monthly. Comes in monthly. Your portion of the increase as well. Yeah. You can double dip. And then they can also, for your supermax, super luxury people that have crazy money, they also do their own DST. So you've got 50 mil to buy a 1 million square foot, FedEx Center in Vegas. They'll buy it, manage it, do all that. You're the sole owner. I don't know the specifics around it, but the fees are built into the return already. So your return is your return. Oh, that's what happened. There's more benefits and risks. So like to begin here, this is the passivists of incomes. You can't pick when you sell it. They're going to give you a time frame. They give you a long leeway of time when they're going to sell. It's like 6 to 9 months ahead of time. They're going to say, hey, we're selling this asset. You need to think about exchanging, cashing out, staying with us, whatever it is. It's professional management. It's no landlord responsibility, like we said before. Doug, can you expand that at all?
The next button's obvious. Is it going to show up? Okay, go back.
How do I go back? Oh, back.
Right there. We'll make it go, but you can keep talking, so we'll make it go a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was going to bring up what I sent him because I know the Microsoft to Canva is a little sideways. Yeah, I can just go through it here. And I can zoom real big because I don't think I brought my glasses. Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of, this is a big part of real
Oh.
estate. I think most residential agents could capitalize on a little bit more in the understanding of, and in the conversation, particularly with our investors and 1031 exchange people.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Benefits.
So a couple more benefits. They can replace debt as well. So if they have a note on the property with 1031 exchange, right? We got to replace the equity and the debt if there is any. They can handle debt as well. It doesn't dig into the return either. That 8% or whatever percentage that's talked about on that return remains. And one of my favorites, it's a 3-day close. Some of the drawbacks: must be an accredited investor. That means you've got to have at least $1 million net worth outside of your primary residence, or make $200,000 or $300,000 a year income, be able to prove it, and it's $200 if you're solo and $300 if you're married.
Why do they do that? Why do they put those on there?
It's a regulated industry, SEC, so that's their rules.
It's also like the financial security, because they can't have people coming in and out all the time, right? When you get into a DST,
can't.
you're not going in and out of it every 6 months because you need to tap into that money that you gave.
Absolutely.
So they need to make sure that you're financially secure and able. Let that money sit for a while, right?
Which is great to my next point. It is illiquid.
Yeah.
So you can't just sell it off. Now, there are opportunities to sell. They can replace you in that, but it's not easy. Huh? It's willable. It's transfers. It's trust. However, your estate divides it up. So no operational control. And there is, obviously, as all real estate, there's market and sponsor risk. So you want to work with someone that's been doing it for a while. And then the beautiful Kingsbarn pays 3% of the investment agents. It's a 3-day close. And not only that, but if your client reinvests, so let's say they're in the DST, they're there for 5 years, they write it, they make their profit, whatever they do, and they decide to reinvest into a DST at Kingsbarn again, they pay you again. That client is yours. You don't lose the client on the next change if they stay with them. And again and again and again and again. So the biggest pushback we've gotten is obviously the no operational control. It's the length of hold. But let's be serious. If you just sold an apartment building or a building you've owned for 20 years, why do you're really going to sell something in the next 3? And it's generally a 5-year hold. And they'll know up front the hold period. So if they're looking for shorter or longer, they want to put a little bit of money in either, that's all possible. That's it for me. You know where to find me.
Questions about this, you want to get connected to somebody, reach out to Stelios. He has a lot of good connections, Kingsbarn, a couple other places, right, that you've talked to. He can give a lot more guidance and can give you guys some contacts to give to your clients, right?
Sure, for sure. Oh, and they can, if you have something specific that someone is looking for, they'll give you a whole numbers page around everything up front. So
that's great.
It's pretty easy.
Thank you, Stelios. All right. Next up, Rebecca, come on up here. Thank you for the food, Rebecca. Yeah. Thank you for the food.
Hello, everyone. I want to remind you guys 2 really big important things. So 1, our military discount is open to first responders, okay? You have to let me know that it's on if it closes, I now have to go to corporate and have them add it. So please do it before it closes escrow so you have more available money. It went up from $25 to $75. So the code is different. Forget about I think it was the Hero 25. Now it's called Honor 75. That's the code. Okay, so if you want it, text me. I'll text it back. But I usually apply it. If you tell me that they're first responders on the seller or buy side, not the agents, but the buyer or the seller, I can apply it automatically. And if you don't have a first responder, guess what, guys? You're not going to be forgotten this summer. So we have a $50 discount. You have to place your orders this month or before the end of August 31st. and you get it's called Cool 50. You get to save $50 on your discounts. So we're really excited. Business has definitely been ticking up for us. We've seen that everywhere. And so thank you guys so much for your support for your business. I appreciate you. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just text me. I'm here to help. So thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Alex, come on up here.
Pizza was good today.
Yeah. That's a good pizza.
Yeah, way better. All right. Good afternoon. Hi, everybody.
Still looking.
Rates are still good, yeah.
But they're so good.
I know they've been on a slight skid, but you know, people are not balking at these rates when we talk to them on the phone. I promise you that. You know, you tell them 6.25, and like, oh, I thought it was going to be 6.75. So keep that in mind. It's not the rate objections that we were hearing a couple years ago. There's about a 40 to 50% chance that the next couple meetings when the Fed meets, though, that they might raise rates. So if you do hear that at an open house or, you know, around town, I think they have it again somewhere between 40 and 50% that either in September or October the Fed might raise rates just to combat inflation, right? This is just what's going on in the Middle East right now is kind of throwing everything for a skid on our end. But yeah, these are doable rates for people. The two loans I was going to talk about today is one, a condo saver. If you do have a condo that you're listing that the HOA is upset and the HOA is kind of out to lunch and not really working, we have a first loan HELOC that we can do. So it's, I don't know if you know what a HELOC structure is like, but come and talk to me afterwards if you want to get more info on that. But this is a loan where they're not looking at the HOA financials. They just make sure that the HOA has a master insurance policy and the client can get an 80% loan, first loan HELOC. Okay. So let me know if you have any condos where you're falling apart. We can potentially use that to save it. And then the other loan that I'm doing a lot right now is, you know, people are kind of riddled in debt at the moment, right? There's a lot of people that are in dire straits. So I'm doing one right now where a client is getting a second loan to pay off all of their debt. It's like 150 grand, and it's saving them thousands of dollars a month, right? So if you hear of any of your clients that are just like, I'm out over my skis right now, just let me know, and we could potentially look at that. And that way we get them back on their feet, and then their credit score can go up, and hopefully rates come down, and you can tie the two loans together and get them one nice loan again. So I'm up front. I'm Alex. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right. Great. What do you have for us? Hi.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Look at me, and look at Caitlin. And for those of you on Zoom, I'm usually the color girl, but I decided to wear black today, and lo and behold, we totally matched. So we did not even call each other, but here we are. So today I want to take a quick poll. How many in the room work with buyers? Okay. And how many work with sellers? I feel like everyone's hand should just be up. So I'm not seeing all hands, but well, you know, the interesting thing when buyers and sellers close at the end of the transaction, what happens? They need to move, right? They have to move. So guess what? We've got a great website for you guys. Whether you're representing a buyer or a seller, I want to make sure that everyone knows this is available to you. Just go to our Fidelity title, our utilities.titletools.net. That's our utility website. Super great for all the counties anywhere in Southern California. It lists all 7 counties. You'll just click on your county and then select your community or city, and then you pull that up, and then it's going to pull up all the services. Okay, you guys. So keep it real simple. Either way, that's a service I feel like you should be providing to your agent. Just one more value add, you know, that you show. You want to make sure whether, you know, you're helping them move away, that, you know, yeah. And just a real quick note, keep you guys eyes out for tomorrow. The August events are coming out, and it's so dang cute. This flyer, oh my God, you are going to want to drop this one in your farm. I promise when you see it. I love it. Our assistant Jenny, which you guys don't ever see in person, but she really knocked it out of the park on this one. So if you guys get that tomorrow, want to get it branded and personalized to put out in your farm, just shoot us a quick email and we'll take care of that for you. And I think you want to add a couple
I
things?
did just really quick. I wanted to add a couple things talking about the different cities and the markets. Lakewood, that's what we've been seeing. And something goes on the market in Lakewood, it is gone like instantly. If you have buyers for Lakewood, please reach out to us. We can help you with a buyer's letter. We can find the most likely to sell. It's your long-term owners. It's not people with kids, because everyone with kids is staying. They want to stay with those schools. But we can find a very strategic list for you. We can send you samples of what the buyer letter should say. We can help you. We can merge it. We can send it back to you in a PDF. You just have to hit print. We can send you labels. You guys, we can make this so easy, and it works. We have seen agents find buyers homes doing this. So be proactive. Don't wait for it to come on the market. Find the homes first. Let's get them in their house. Help the seller, help the buyer. It's win-win. We'd love to help. So let us know. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So thanks, you guys.
Thank you. All right, let's take a look at our upcoming events and classes. Seller refusing or limiting entry. One time I closed a property. This was super funny. Closed, show up, the house, so excited. Sellers are supposed to move out. I've got the balloons. I've got the champagne. I've got everything. We show up, and the seller decided that she did not want to move out of the house. And the next day, by the time I coaxed her out of it, she left with all the appliances and took the front door. So, if you're a seasoned agent, you probably have some type of story like this story. And so you definitely want to join Simon's class on Friday. He's going to talk about what happens when sellers refuse entry, what happens when you can't get in the property, what happens when they don't move out, what happens when they do these things. Simon will talk about strategies, what to do, how to help keep you out of trouble, and how to best represent your buyers, right? That's happening this Friday at 10:30 to 11, right? Tax strategies for realtors. This is a great one that's being put on by our central and southern region. They're sharing it with us, but the great news is this is on Zoom, so you don't have to travel anywhere. That's happening on the 23rd, which is a couple days from now, from 1 to 2 o'clock. Again, you can register, talking about different tax strategies, help save you guys money. Think about next year before it is next year, because now's the time when you can move stuff around and book things differently, right? Our summer beach party we're having is going to be so much fun, you guys, next Friday from 11 to 2. If you have pets, great, bring them. If not, and you have kids, bring yourself. If you just got yourself, we're going to have a good time. Make sure you sign up and let us know you're coming. We are going to bring some food and snacks and drinks and things. I'm really hoping to see Bentley there, Bob. I'm like, you need Mr. Bentley. I know, I'm like, we have so many friends. I know, we have so many little dog friends. So love to see you guys there. Even if you don't have pets, please come. We're going to have a great time. Join us next Friday at the Dog Beach. Bold is coming up, you guys. We have not that long until first step. I know many of you guys have committed like, hey, I'm going to Bold, but it's time now to pull the trigger and actually register for Bold, right? So we'd love to see you guys there. If you haven't or you're not sure if Bold is right for you, at a bare minimum, y'all should be all at first step. It is absolutely free for you to go. You're going to get great training and education for that one day. And then again, in the room, you can decide if it's right for you or not. And if it's not, that's okay. Peace be with you. Have a good time. But if it is right, it's a good time to get signed up. If you sign up before time, though, you are getting some extra calls. So again, those of you that told me you are signing up, do sign up, because David's giving you guys access to so many more calls before Bold even starts, okay? But if you don't register, we can't send you the invites for those extra Bold classes, right? Join us. Look at this good group of people. We're going to mega camp, right? I know Drake, Brandy, I'm like, who else? Heidi's been there. Tell me, what's your fun experience about traveling together as a group? What's your experiences? Fun, learn a lot?
We went to family reunion, and Leslie and I were like, we're not going to hang out with the group. We're going to meet all new people. Like, that is our goal. We hung out with the group. Like, we couldn't help ourselves. Like, we had the best energy, and we just learned, and we still got to meet those other people. Every time we went to the bathroom, we got a new name and number of a new agent that we got to.
For real.
Yeah, seriously. We found anyways, so like our goal was to meet 50 new agents across the country and world, and we did that each. So we got 100 new agents in our pocket, but we didn't have to stop hanging out with our group. And you know, every night was a fun dinner. Drake ended up being in the same building as us, and so we got to walk freezingly together down to the
Yeah.
32 degrees freezing. Yeah,
It was
but
cold.
much fun. Like the bonding time you get with the agents in this office and with the whole collective, it was amazing. So I highly recommend it.
Mega camps in San Antonio. Some of you guys asked me what's the difference between mega camp and family reunion. Family reunion has 1 or 2 main sessions every day, but the rest of the time you're essentially going into small agent breakouts, right? You're going into little rooms. There's literally dozens of them all at once. And you get to decide like, hey, if I'm a new agent, I'm going to go to this new agent class, or hey, I'm going to go to this new agent to listings class. If you're a producer, you can go building teams. You kind of curate things. Mega camp, it's all carefully curated for you, where you go into one main room and everything moves around you versus running here, running there, can't find seats, right? We're running from one place to the next. So it's a little bit shorter than family reunion. It's just a little easier for people to get to sometimes, to get away for just a couple days, but it's still not too late. We have a good group of people going. We'd love to have you. I know many set up a dinner, I believe, at Ruth's Chris, right, Dougie? So like fun things like that we get to go do together, just even outside of the actual event itself. So we'd love to help you get there. It's not too late. I know Dougie has some on some good ticket prices, right? Dougie has his magical Dougways. So we're getting better than list price tickets right now, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So if you still want to go talk to Doug, we can help set that up for you and show you how to get good tickets and get a good deal. And then again, even find rooming and possibly room with someone even. So yeah, well, we'd love to see anyone there. That's it, guys. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.